once we get 1 or 2 viewers on, I'll kick this off. Sorry, last time I didn't realize that I can't switch streams anymore, which makes my cool Santa hat less useful. The current resolution stream is higher than a recommended. May cause streams to fail. Cause the stream to fail? It seems to be going fine. All right, we got a couple people on here. I'm going to go ahead and kick this off since most people end up watching it afterwards. This is the kickoff of the 2021 toy drive. If you are new to the community, you may not be aware, but we run a toy drive. Actually, I'm going to explain that all now, but we ran a toy drive last year with this community, and it was insanely big and successful. So let's kick this off. So this is the 2021 toy drive kickoff presentation. Used to be say it was from Map 6Bot, but Map 6Bot has always really been Team Charity Case, and because of the YouTube channel now, which please go search me, Will Hatzer, and subscribe, and all of our wins at DEF CON, I've decided to just label it under Team Charity Case from now on. Awesome. So let's get it kicked off. So a little bit of history. That's messed it up. Oh well. So back when I was younger, around 1986, I would have been, I think, 5 at that time. My parents were not well off. They were. My mom worked 2 jobs. My dad was a deputy sheriff, just getting started, and deputy sheriffs didn't make great money back then. Got good insurance, but not great money. And there was a little boy, me, who wouldn't have had a Christmas if it wasn't for the generosity of others. Somehow the local fire department had found out of our situation, and they provided a Christmas for me where I would not have had one. And on that Christmas morning, I woke up and was treated to a new bicycle that came from the fire department. And that really, for me, was the piece that really spurred the spirit of Christmas and thinking of someone else and giving. And when I got a little bit older and my parents finally told me, about that Christmas, they explained to me, hey, we want you to understand that you wouldn't have had Christmas this year back in that time, the bike that you ride and all this, if it wasn't for the generosity of others. And at that point, right then and there, I decided that I wanted to do toy drives. So my first one was I donated the bicycle back. It was in great condition. We cleaned it all up, and I donated that back for the very first year, and I think a couple toys from Odd Lots. And then it just kept expanding, and I'm going to talk about that expansion here. So for those of you who don't know, I run a car hacking team. Actually, we're just generally, Charity Case is any kind of hacking, but cars what we've been focused on recently. And we won DEF CON's grand prize in 2019 and 2020, actually. And it was in 2019, it was a Tesla Model 3, which you can see here we let children draw all over it. And this was to save art at a local school. We made a cash donation to a local school that allowed us to save the art program there. And as part of it, we let children draw all over it. In 2020, we won a much smaller prize than the previous years, and that prize that year was a trip to Vegas for 2 members of Team Charity Case to come and compete at DEF CON. So we made Team Charity Case made a donation of $250, and at that time I was still donating things personally, separately. Ultimately, the Team Charity Case donation ended up coming out to about $2,700. 2021 Team Charity Case, we did not compete this year. We took a break, and I actually spoke at DEF CON this year on car hacking. You can check it out on YouTube. Unfortunately, it's not on my YouTube page because it's on the DEF CON page. So if you want to check that out, you can go see my talk, hear me talk about hacking Hyundai Blue Link and what was involved and how I did it and all the fun around that. So in this year, since we didn't win, we don't have prizes that we normally donate, but I'm still, in the spirit of Christmas and everything else, I've put $1,000 up of my personal cash to kick this toy drive off, and I hope we, at the very least, double that. I would love to see it go crazy. So let's talk about the other years of the toy drive. Back in 2010, was the first year that I brought in a car club. And I reached out to my local Subaru club, which I was a member of, and I told them what I was trying to do. And they jumped all over it. And they were all about it. And you can see here in the picture, we had quite a few toys we dropped off. We looked for board games, wooden toys, anything that was new. And we also did a coat drive as well that year. It was really awesome, and it was the year I was like, wow, this is more than I've ever done. We blew away the fire department because this toy drop was just the toy drop from the one piece. We found out that multiple folks had came through and dropped off tons of toys um, on behalf of the same toy drive independently from my drop off. So not only did you see what's here, we did spurt even more kindness, which is amazing. 2013, same deal, out there moving lots of toys around. Here's a quick shot. I was always going to the same firehouse because this is the firehouse who supplied my Christmas. I don't live in Ohio anymore, so I don't go to that firehouse anymore, unfortunately. In 2014, this was the first year when I moved to California, but I flew back to Ohio for Christmas, and I did the toy drive one last time in Ohio. This year, I hadn't really hit as many people up. Originally, when I first started all this, I would just like, I would hit my friends and family up and tell them what I was doing and be like, give me $20. And it worked. And um, in 2014, I didn't do that because I had just gotten my really nice job out here in Silicon Valley, and I just, out of my own, took care of it. 2015 and 2016, I did them with my employer, and I'll be honest, I didn't enjoy it as much. I enjoy going to the stores and going online and finding those good deals. Like last year, we got, I think it was like 500 or 800 Hot Wheels as a deal. I was buying them off some guy on Amazon. He was giving me discounts for some of the less desirable Hot Wheels. So I didn't enjoy 15 and 16 because I did them with my employer, and it was cool because they matched every dollar I got. But I didn't have the joy of taking and dropping them off at the firehouse and just picking the stuff out. My family, we go as a family usually, and we sit. In 2020, we sat online and picked things out. This year, we'll go out and hit some stores, but 15 and 16, that was just not as enjoyable for me, so I decided to go back to the old way. So 2017, 18, and 19, this is the old fashioned. I wasn't really hitting other people up as much for these ones. I had been really busy. As you can see, I have a family now, where before it was just me. So this is my family and my kids. So we did it ourselves. We went, we bought toys, and we donated them. Then 2020 came around, and we really started talking about like what could we really do if we really put our heads together. So in 2020, I teamed up with Kato, the Stinger, because he's like super good at this whole social media stuff. I suck at this. I get on here, I chat sometimes. I forget about Facebook for weeks because I'm so busy. I'm just not that. It's not my thing as it is Kato's, and he really helped me get some corporate sponsors, get the name out there, and we raised insane amounts of toys, $8,000 worth of toys. What you're seeing here was each different drop-offs. This isn't one set of toys. These were all separate sets of toys that we dropped off at the firehouse. The top right one I think is really cool because of the pandemic in 2020, they had shut down standard toy donations, like at the local school for the homeless children. And there wasn't going to be anything this year for it. And I was having none of that. I reached out to the principal of the school. I said, hey, I run toy drives. Can I help out? Can you give me a list? I was like, I want a list of what these children, like some things that they really want. And I expected to see like crazy stuff, and all of their asks were so simple. Like, I want some crayons. I want a light bright. I want some Legos. And I went through and I made sure every child that was on that list that was going to miss out, they got stuff. They got lots of stuff. So we really had saved and put Christmas under a lot of trees last year. Look at that, over $8,000. Now, There were some logistical things with $8,000 worth of toys. For example, I got banned from Target. So Target doesn't like it when you take advantage of all of their special sales and do things like buy out all the board games. Apparently, that makes them angry. We unfortunately had some very negative experiences with the management of Target and in the parking lot when we were doing curbside pickup. And they're like, "You can't sell this stuff online." I'm like, "We're not. We're donating it all." They just they asked us if we wouldn't do it anymore. So we moved over to Odd Lots and Big Lots and other and Amazon. And Amazon doesn't care. Obviously, they just ship me whatever. So 2020 was an amazing year, and I'd love to see this year go great. I don't know if we can break 8,000 this year. We started a little late, but it would be super awesome. So this is the 2021 toy drive. The new logo up in the top right-hand corner, that's actually the logo we wear on our shirts when we're at DEF CON. And those little QR codes, you can't like make them out on here, but they actually on the shirt are real. You can scan them and donate to autism awareness or donate life. I really wanted to get GoFundMe involved this year, but every time I try to create a GoFundMe for Marine Toys for Tots, something goes wrong. I don't know what's up with it. I've tried two different GoFundMe's today. My wife tried making an account. We couldn't get it up, so this year um, we have, we might add it late if we get it working, but at the moment we only have our standard methods. We'll go into that in a second. I do want to thank last year's sponsors. So you guys were awesome last year. Really want to thank you for all of your work. Burger Tuning 6, Johnny Tig, Flow Designs, Car Tuners, Velocitech, Cato the Stinger, and Tactical Knives, TCT, Mr. Sir D, Mr. Williams. Darren is awesome. He kicked it off this year, actually, before I even got started. So he kind of was the forcing factor to make sure I did this, and I'm really happy he did it. So thank you, last year's sponsors. I really hope that some of you step forward this year and step up. We've only got one sponsor for this year, but we are looking for corporate sponsors. So far, Lap 3 is on board. And to be honest, I am so excited to have them on board. We had such a rough kickoff between like Lap 3 individuals and Juice Box individuals and all this stuff. It's good to see that we can finally come together and make some stuff happen for good, because there's plenty of room now in this community for lots of companies. So if you want to be a sponsor in 2021, hit me or Scott Oliver up. We'll help you out. We definitely want to get some corporate sponsors. It helps a lot. So last but not least, let's talk about Map 6, the charity case team. We're giving back this year. So it's not. I know I've not been active in 2021. Not like I used to be. I still help folks, but I'm only helping like really the unique cars. I'm really only interested in the stacked cars with CPI or stacked with meth. If you're just playing with methanol, I've put out videos that tell you how to set your car up. But I am going to put out one more big video that's going to teach you what I do in tuning and explain why you don't need my help. It's not that I don't want to help people, it's that I'm extremely busy and I'd rather spend my time on those that are very unique and special, where I have to figure something out, not something where I'm repeating where I've already done in a video for people. So I'm going to detail how I tune. I'm also going to detail where the real improvements come from in drag racing. And spoiler alert, it has very little to do with what I do in tuning and more to do with what I do in coaching. So I'm really excited about this new video. It will be released on December 31st. We're also going to try to get a new feature for Map 6 Bot. We're trying to add drag racing mode. And what drag racing mode is going to do is give you feedback on your shifts. That's the only purpose of drag racing mode, is to tell you if you spun really hard when you took off and if your shifts are too late or too soon. Really excited to work on that mode. As soon as I go on vacation, I'm going to start writing the code for it. Last but not least, the top cash donators will get 1 hour one-on-one video of my time. And I will be doing that in 2022. So to those that get it, you'll get 1 hour of video time with me. You can split it up into two 30-minute sessions. We can work it out. I just want to be able to provide people a way to still get my attention even though I'm super busy now. So how can you contribute? We've got PayPal. bill.hatzer@gmail.com is my PayPal. We've got Venmo, just like last year. Krista-Hatzer, last four digits 3001, because sometimes it asks you. I'll take Facebook Cash. We also can do Zelly. We are trying to add a GoFundMe, just having some issues with it. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for coming to the talk. Um, really happy to kick off the new toy drive. I hope to get some donations soon. Once we get our first donation this year, I'm going to go make the first pickup, since I've already got 1,000 to get started. So thank you so much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed hearing about this, and I hope we get lots of donations.